Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Monday morning espresso shot. So let us begin the heart focused breathing technique. We're going to do this for 5 minutes. For those of you who are new, we'll do this for 5 minutes. Let's place our awareness in the area of the heart and take slow, deep breaths. Visualize this going in and out of your heart. And just take these slow, gentle, deep breaths and experience them flowing in and out of your heart. Breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. And just ease into this feeling of calmness. Take slow, deep breaths. Visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. And just experience this amazing feeling that you're getting, this amazing energy. And just take these slow, deep breaths and allow these to flow in and out of your heart, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. Beautiful. You may leave your eyes open or closed. It's your choice. But do practice this breathing technique with your eyes open. Because it is there where you actually begin to use it in real life. This is where the power in this technique comes in, when you actually use it with your eyes open. Slow, deep breaths. And visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. Breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. Slow, deep breaths. Notice if your shoulders are moving up and down. If they are, you may want to stop doing that. This is meant to be a gentle movement. Slow, gentle movement of your body. Beautiful. Today's I didn't know moment is all about can you be happy all the time? This is a question that came up when I was here in Colorado, and my good friend Ruby picked me up from the airport. As we were driving down to my event, we discussed this topic, and the topic of happiness came up. And of course, I was advocating for the fact that we should be happy all the time, and we have to be happy all the time. And all we need to do is do the techniques that we've been doing here in this program uh, for 15 minutes a day, and we should be happy every time. And she challenged me a bit, which I appreciated. She said, "Not possible. Not possible to be happy all the time. Life happens, things happen, and there are some sad moments in our lives." And I thought about it, and I said, "You're right. I mean, I can't imagine us not going through life without having some form of pain and some form of challenges. And whenever we're confronted with these challenges, we feel the pain. We're not very happy at the time. So then I began to unpack this a bit for me to try and understand it. Why did I respond by saying we should be happy all the time? And I had to dive deep in. And it took me about a day. And the next day, I realized and I had an aha moment. And it was a subject that I actually created on the fly. I was given half an hour on Saturday to present to a sold out event here at the Cryon weekend in Boulder, Colorado. And I quickly put together a half an hour presentation on this particular topic, which I am happy to share with you. So the aha moment I had was that it's not possible, obviously, to be happy all the time, but it's very much possible to forgive yourself all the time, to be happy with yourself all the time, to love yourself all the time. Is it possible that no matter what happens in your life, that you can love yourself all the time? And by this I mean you quickly forgive yourself for anything that goes wrong, that even you may have created, but then you've realized it. How long can you be unhappy for? And really, when we talk about can you be happy all the time, it's not about how long can you sustain happiness. It's all about how long does it take for you to shift into happiness if you're having a bad day. And we all know what happens when you're feeling emotions that are lower vibratory emotions, sadness, frustration, anxiety. We know that that affects your immune system. At the very least, it affects your immune system. It affects your intelligence. It also increases and accelerates your aging process if you don't keep it in check. So the idea here is, can you love yourself all the time? You can love yourself even when you've messed up, when you've actually created something that you didn't intend to create. Can you forgive yourself? Can you love yourself? And with that in mind, this week I want you to see how long it takes for you to shift into happiness, into joy, into that gratitude frame. How long does it take you to do that? Because when you forgive and love yourself, you can shift very quickly. So yes, life does happen. That is why we're here. And that is why I'm here. I'm here because I've gone through life, and I have had my ups and downs, and I have learned to love myself, and I'm still learning to love myself. And I invite you to take this week to monitor how quickly you shift into happiness and how quickly you begin to love yourself. This one exercise I'd like you to do before we move on to the next portion of this program. I'd like you to step in front of a mirror, and I'd like you to say to yourself, when you look into your eyes, say, "I love you. I forgive you." When you say that, see how long it takes for you to actually process that or actually have the words come out of your mouth in that way. It's not easy for most. For you it may be, but I invite you to try that. And so when you begin to love yourself and forgive yourself, you will notice that anytime you have a bad moment, you will quickly shift into this gratitude phase, and you'll say, "You know what? Yes, I messed up, but I love myself, and I will find a way to correct the situation." If you have to ask for forgiveness from somebody else, it'll come through your heart, and they will be received well. So that was my topic for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And now, for the next phase, is to get into our space of gratitude. Let's do some breathing techniques to help us do that. So let us place our awareness in the area of the heart. Take slow, deep breaths. Visualize these flowing in and out of our hearts. Breathing a little slower, a little gentler. And just settle into this rhythm, this wonderful rhythm that you have. Beautiful. Slow, deep breaths. And make these breaths symmetrical. If you're going to take a 5-second breath in, take a 5-second breath out, and that makes it symmetrical. And it allows your autonomic nervous system to become more balanced. The autonomic nervous system controls 90% of your automatic bodily functions, like breathing, enzyme release, digestion, things like that. So you want to allow it to be balanced, and so take those deep breaths in and exhale and make these very symmetrical. You can practice this driving, you can practice this walking, in the shower, while doing dishes, while cooking. Slow, deep breaths, and just visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. And now what I'd like you to do is to experience a regenerative emotion. Experience gratitude, appreciation. Experience a positive emotion. Reach back from the past. Bring forward an emotion that gives you some exhilaration, that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel excitement. And when you bring back a past memory to do that, to achieve that, your body can't tell the difference. Your body is not aware of the difference. It thinks it's happening right now. And when that happens, there are some biological responses that happen in your body that release anti-aging hormones. Actually stops the stress response and begins to repair and rejuvenate any kind of diseased cells. So this is what we want to do. Experience these amazing emotions and breathe them into your heart and exhale from your heart. Breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. And in this instant, I want you to experience the what of your desire for 2018. What feeling would you like to have when you are actually immersed in achieving this desire, when you've actually achieved it? What feeling will you experience? I want you to feel that right now. Draw it in your heart and feel that right now. And now anchor the intention that I surrender to how I achieve this feeling. I surrender to the universe, and by surrendering, I will have no specific thoughts or design on how I am going to achieve that feeling. But I'm going to surrender the how to the universe. I will simply follow the cookie crumbs that the universe leaves in its trail to direct me onto this path. and surrender the how. And make your what very strong. That's your feeling. And if it doesn't feel very strong now, practice. Practice the what, practice the feeling of what it feels like when you actually achieve your desire. And surrender the how. Slow, deep breaths. Visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. Breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. Beautiful.